Hi, I'm Josh.
Hi, I'm Jane. Every time we finish an episode of this season of Freerun, we watch the ED, which is by I forget his name offhand, but it's the person who did the one music video for Ave Musica with the very sketchy art style. And I wish I could watch the show that is the ED too. That's kind of
Yeah,
my opening statement for the week. This
no,
was
that's fair.
this was another episode of Freerun that I would classify as fine. Like
Yeah,
the opening part of it is a date between Stark and Fern, and the whole thing is like, oh, Stark takes her to a couple places around the city that they're in, and Fern is like, at the end of it, Fern is like, ooh, but it didn't really feel like you. And then Stark says, oh, well, I asked Freerin to pick out places. And we're supposed to find this cute. And they have like this little cute moment of like, oh, Stark was like really racking his brain trying to come up with places to take Fern. And it's fine. I it is so threadbare that I kind of find it difficult to say anything at all about the first half of the episode, which is the bit that I just described. Do you have any thoughts, Josh?
I, I mean, yeah, that is a good question, isn't it? Um, I don't know. I almost think it's easier to talk about the second half of the episode first,
Fair,
because I
fair.
think it's the half that demands a lot less attention. Um, to that end, to provide a quick summary of the second half, um, we've reached the northern lands.
The Northern
Fern
Plateau.
shows her northern plateau. Fern shows her I'm an S class mage ID. Um, it's first class, right?
Uh, First or A, I think. One of the
Yeah,
two. It.
I mix up all my fucking shonen world building terms. Oh, they've all got the hierarchy of how it works. Whatever. You know,
Honestly, I feel like that's rare nowadays.
Yeah, we used to have that all the time. It's like
Yeah,
Demon Slayer, but it's so like completely tertiary to the narrative.
yeah.
Um, anyway, though that obviously doesn't actually matter. We get to the northern lands. We stay in a lodge. Some guy is like, "There's a scary monster here, by the way. Please kill it." Um, and then we fight the scary monster. We kill it. Um, it kind of looked a bit like Zaltrak or whatever, the season one demon. But
Yeah,
Freerun didn't say any racist
yeah,
comment,
like
so we
the
know it's not
okay,
a
like yeah,
demon.
no, no, no. This was me who had this thought of like, oh, it looks like one of the because when they showed the monster, it's like a big like ogre dude with like a big mane of hair and a sword.
Yeah.
And I
And
thought that
like a
he,
face and distinctive
yeah,
human
yeah.
features. That's, why we
I
thought
thought it was yeah, like I thought it was one of the like demon lord army demons, because the wizard guy that we see in season one is
Yeah,
is a, is a little bit
Zaltrak.
like that. Yeah. Um, but I guess not, because none of them ever comment on it. Like this isn't really a bad thing, because like the demons are easily my least favorite part of this whole series, but it is kind of weird. Uh, and I mean, having a quote unquote monster with like a sword and armor and shit is kind of weird in its own right, but that's a whole
That's
other
a lot more normal.
conversation.
I'm more willing to be like, sure, whatever, I'll accept that as part of your fiction.
It's just a bit odd, but I mean that fight scene is good. Like I'll give them that.
Yeah,
Just nicely dynamic. Probably the best one so far this season, I would say. Like it
yeah, that's probably fair.
it
Um,
didn't feel like it was like really like trying to I don't know. There's this thing that Frieren sometimes does with its fight scenes that I dislike, but I can't put my finger on it. Uh, Especially with like the demons, it sometimes feels like it's almost like trying too hard, which is a weird thing to say, but I don't know how else to put it. This is a very minor complaint in the grand scheme of things, but no, I like this fight scene. Uh,
Yeah,
uh, there's a kind of funny little bit where the where Stark is like holding the thing by the neck to keep it in place, and Frieren has to like vaporize it from the air, but um Stark like also almost gets caught in the blast, which is kind of just like, hey.
yeah,
I don't know. It was an alright little bit of action animation. I before they even get to that whole like quest, there's another montage where they're like walking through the plateau, um, and they're
yeah.
encountering all these various monsters. There's like dinosaurs.
The
Um,
snake with six eyes is the highlight in my mind.
the snake with six eyes that fucking hypnotizes Stark for a
Yeah,
second, like something out of a fucking Disney movie. Very strange. And there's like a bat demon or something. I actually quite liked all those monster designs, and I kind of wish we had maybe spent a little more time on those as opposed to just burning them all in the montage. But I
I
mean,
really wouldn't have minded if more of the enemies to face in the Freerun world were just kind of like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy enemies, just random animals that are hostile instead
yeah,
of
it
mostly just demons. I get that you want to characterize your villains, but if the only characterization you have for them is
yeah
ontological and intrinsic evil, then just animals fighting on instinct is probably better.
yeah
But whatever. We are unable to talk about this show without.
complaining.
Yeah,
I mean, look, like I try to be like fair to this show. When it does something I like, I try to give it credit for that, and I do think the fight scene in this episode is good. And I think
yeah,
like the monster designs in the montage are good, even though I wish we had spent more time on them. But like that's all. Those are the good things that this episode does. It does also do some annoying things, like again, just the irritating fucking constant flashbacking. Um, there's a bit where Stark says maybe we should have
yeah.
just sailed north instead of coming all this way. Which, if
This is
you're
like
a
our
if
actual
you're a
thesis statement bit for the second half
yeah,
of the app.
if you're a longtime Freerin head, you know is a thing that was suggested as a possibility during the exam arc. Um, and before answering, Freerin has another fucking flashback to her saying that exact same thing during Himmel's journey north.
Yeah.
And what Himmel
That's the thing,
says
dear.
is,
Remember, fucking nothing in Freeran's life is new. Everything is a repeat of something that happened with Himmel.
yeah. Um, and and what Himmel says, how exactly does he phrase it again? It's like,
He has, quote, actually, I'm not quoting it because I don't remember the exact wording. It's just like lots of people make their homes in the Northern Land. I became a hero to protect my home, so I want to protect these people's homes as
yeah,
well.
which, like, not to criticize a shonen manga for having broad writing, but is that supposed to be like a deep statement? Because it's not. I don't know. They put so much attention on it, and it just feels like paper thin. I don't know. Like, yeah, man. People people generally don't want their homes ransacked by monsters. Like you, cool. You did it. You figured it out. Yay. Like I don't know what emotion they were trying to get across with that scene. I guess is kind of my thing.
Yeah, no, it's not in service of any characterization beyond Himmel is heroic,
I
and it doesn't
guess.
really impart anything of note onto Freyren as a person other than she wants to be like Himmel, you know. Um, So much of
loosely.
this
Yeah.
show and this show's moments are just Freerun doing something because Himmel did it,
And
and Himmel
occasionally
doing it
other
because it's
people,
heroic.
yeah, occasionally
Yeah,
other people doing something because Himmel did it.
yeah. We'll
Which
bitch about fucking Isen in a second.
is that
Um,
the dwarf's name? Yeah, it's the
yeah,
dwarf's name. Okay.
yeah. Um, but I don't know. I just get at this point I am so bored of that structure for a free run story. You know,
It's really
Like,
like I get that
it's
it
not
must seem like we
defined
just
enough.
like it must just seem like we complain about the same things every episode, but like the same things are a problem with every episode.
Yeah, no,
I
the
don't know what
pattern
to
is
say.
like refusing to present itself in a way that, is interesting or worth engaging with, then what am
Like
I supposed to do?
yeah, like
What do
this.
I, as a freerun fan, get out of, oh, we should have taken the boat. Nah, him I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like I just
Like,
like
great.
like again, not to just keep bitching about the show on the whole, but like this show is a fucking cipher to me. Like what like I just don't get anything out of that whole conversation, and I not everything in a series has to be like super deep, but they put enough
Yeah.
emphasis on it that it's clearly supposed to convey something, and I don't know
It's one of
what.
those things where I I hesitate to want to call Freerun as a show overproduced because that's not a criticism you get to say a lot, and whenever you do, it feels kind of ill and vaguely defined. But like Himmel saying like, yeah, people make their homes here, so I want to save them too. If that was like a fairly like minor thing, and it just stuck with Freerun or whatever, then like sure, I guess they are all that. But like as he's saying it, like the fucking music is
Oh,
like
like
layering to
the
life. We get
yeah
this like
the
beautiful sunset over the fucking ocean. He's like cast in like lovely twilight. Like
yeah.
every single nothing Himmel does or says or believes is insignificant in any way. We are supposed to believe at all times that like and again the production agrees with this, it is going to have the music like fucking triumph as this is said. Everything that comes out of Himmel's mouth is like it's not even just gospel, it's beyond that.
It's
Um
so important.
yeah.
It's
And
just weird. It's just
weird.
so weird.
It gets tedious at a point,
Yeah,
I the production's good. I don't really have any negative things to say about it. I like the
honestly,
music,
like
but I don't know how much I can take like seeing
yeah, no,
everything come to life
I'm
for the
gonna
most like
I'm
nothing.
gonna I'm gonna springboard off your overproduced thought because I actually agree with you now that I'm really thinking about this. Uh, like overproduced and underproduced. That's a silly thing to say, but like it feels like. I guess to put it in a more sensical way, it feels like the show has no concept of where to put its production resources. Like, okay, consistently, like fight scenes get attention, which that makes sense,
Yeah.
it's a shonen manga. Um,
Yeah.
Everything else just seems kind of like haphazard as to whether or not it gets that treatment. Like we've got this random insignificant hymnal conversation getting this full like lush orchestral music and as you say, like the sunset and everything. But then if we skip back to the front part of the episode, um, Fern and Stark's whole date is like so boring, like just visually.
Yeah.
Like there is nothing to grab onto. They are in the most generic fantasy town possible, doing the most generic fantasy things possible. They barely even talk to each other. There's no like humor to latch onto. There's not really any like memorable conversational bits. The only thing I can point to is like at one point, Stark makes a comment about the jewelry for sale at one of the stalls in front of the merchant's face as she's like standing right there, and the merchant just doesn't react at all, which is very funny, but I don't think it's supposed to be. Um,
Yeah.
it's just such a strangely produced show. Like
Yeah.
strangely produced is where I'm landing on. Um,
Hmm.
like I feel like the first season, and maybe this is just my memories lying to me.
Yeah.
I feel like the first season had more of a command of this kind of thing. Like you know, the production resources would be spent on stuff that was supposed to matter emotionally. Whether or not I liked that or not was a different question. But you know, like trying to really emphasize like certain moments and especially like the first two episodes of the show, which I maintain are kind of the only good ones still. The you know, like putting the emphasis on like Frieren's emotional interiority in those first two episodes, like that's a good example of knowing where to put your animation, your directing, your music, your like all this
You
stuff.
can even say the word budget if we want to, reflect the types of shonen fans Free Run is really aimed at.
I mean, look, we don't need to be insulting, but like you could say that, yeah. Like you know,
The
like
show
put.
aims to insult my intelligence, so
I mean, fair enough, I guess. But like, yeah, no, like you know, aiming all this stuff at something that actually matters, at least to the characters, makes sense to me. In season
yeah,
two, it's felt increasingly just like it doesn't really know what it's doing.
yeah,
Which like I don't know if I would have ever called the show aimless before, but
yeah. It's interesting.
I mean we're on a filler arc, so maybe that's why. But
Like, with the first show, I kind of enjoyed, like, the first little bit. With the first show, with the first season, I enjoyed, like, the first little bit of the show. Decent amount. We get to our first proper arc, the aura stuff. I think it's dog shit. Then we do a couple more, like, between arcs
yeah,
chapters. I
like
thought
well,
those were fine. And then we get to the tuning exams.
to
It's like, these
to
are dog shit.
to
So it
seize on your
feels,
thoughts though, like
yeah,
the aura stuff and the exams arc is at least like again like they put the resources into making that stuff
yeah,
look and feel good to watch,
yeah. What
even
I was
if you
about to
think that
say,
the
though,
story sucks, which it does. But
yeah.
yeah,
What I was about to say is in the first season, I guess broadly I remember enjoying the bits between major arcs more than the
yeah,
major arc. Whereas now I'm like hating the bits between major arcs so
yeah,
much that it's like, can we just move on to like a place that we will be for like a while?
yeah.
Can
It
we do? I don't know what arc's next because I'm not paying attention to what people have to say about this beyond like where the anime is currently at. But to, I want to be there already. Like
yeah, which
if not there,
I've
at least make the shit between it interesting, because that's what they really need to do. If you're going to
yeah. No,
not,
it's
like, I don't want to sound like, oh, impatient, fucking no filler, only big, like, no, because again with season one I preferred that stuff, and my approach with fiction in general, blah blah blah. It would be fine if the show was this, if it was good at being this,
yeah,
but it
absolutely.
isn't.
It's
So
not.
at least if it's a major arc
Whoops,
and it sucks at
my
that,
monitor falls asleep.
um, oh well, I would rather it be shit and in the middle of an arc than shit and not really
Just
doing
killing
anything.
time. Yeah, no, I mean I've heard people who are current on the manga be like at the rate it's going, it's probably not even going to get to the next arc this season, which Jesus Christ, like are you telling me that this is the next 6 weeks? Just more of this?
God, I can't
Like
wait.
that's crazy. It's so dull, man. Like I don't know. I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring up the fucking funny hypothetical that I brought up during the episode because I'm done talking about the episode. What the fuck else is there to
I
say?
mean, we barely spoken about the date half yet, but we'll get to that. Bring up the
I
funny
mean, do we?
hypothetical.
Well, okay, no, we can do the date
No,
half first
I
if you have
have more.
if you have something
No,
to say, because I
I feel
don't
like I
really.
have enough that I would talk about maybe to where it will take up like the remainder of the runtime, and it might be a bit. Let's talk silly hypothetical bullshit.
Okay,
Um,
now you have
that
to provide the
repeatedly,
background
yeah.
here.
Um, Darwin Instant is airing right now. Main character Charlie the Human Z is voiced by Atsumi Tanizaki. If that name doesn't sound familiar to you, she also voices Frieren
Yeah.
in Frieren. So we have, I have actually. I'm not going to give Jane credit. This is a Joss original bit. Um,
It is.
Repeatedly been, bringing that casting choice in the same season up as like a gag.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Jane, let's watch Darwin Instant. Look, that's
You
Frieren
you
playing a
have
monkey.
you have made me
Or
watch, I think at this point, 3 additional episodes of Darwin Incident.
yeah,
A show that I did not like the first episode of and have continued to not really like.
yeah.
It's
I
better
can't
than
wait to watch
Frieren,
episode
I'll give
4
it
with
that.
you.
But
It really is. That's the fucked up part.
so what I said during this episode,
It has more to say.
yeah, what I said during this episode of Frieren when
After I
Josh
said,
pointed
Charlie,
that out, yeah, was,
Charlie is in the show.
can you imagine if these two characters switch places, how much better that would make both shows?
Yeah, Darwin Instant with Freewen would be fucking hilarious, and Freewen with Charlie would just be like one of the greatest anime ever made, I think.
Like, I just okay, because like it actually works.
By the way.
It actually works on like a slightly deeper level, or at least like the Charlie into Frieren one does, because this show, as I forget this person's name, but I saw a tweet that was like, everybody in fucking Frieren just constantly makes the expressionless emoji at each other while no selling attacks. And that's kind of also what Charlie does in his show. Yeah. So it works perfectly. You just make him a wizard.
Frieren Moe farms a bit more than Charlie does, but then Charlie did do his, like, does it make sense at 90 degrees shit today, or like last week's episode, Tilda just had like a little animal, is what I mean. That's Moe farming. That's how Frieren operates. But they really are arguably the same character. Frieren is way more racist, though.
That's true.
Charlie is woke.
Charlie would find like common ground with the demons, like.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be hard. You would like resolve the show's main, like fucking political tension.
Yeah, it would be over. Like there would be no more story. It would be like fucking spoilers, but there is apparently like another demon lord introduced at some point later in Frieren during the next arc. I don't remember.
What?
But like fucking Charlie rocks up to that guy, and they have like one conversation where Charlie says like 2 lines of dialogue the entire time, and it's just resolved. Perfect understanding achieved.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
I don't know. Like, do you guys see what we have to do to get any fun out of the show at this point? And the obvious question is like, so why are you still watching it? And I don't know.
Don't ask us that.
Like beyond what I said the other week, which was just like, I just want to.
Why are we still watching it?
I just want to understand what people see in this, which I am increasingly starting to feel like might be an impossible task. I don't know. Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue.
I mean, admittedly, right? I think. To be fair, the main thing at this point probably is it's fun to watch it together and then talk about it together. Because I think if I was watching this on my own, I dropped already. I think if you were watching,
that's fair.
You probably dropped already.
We are in a toxic and codependent relationship as podcast hosts.
Yeah. That's the answer, viewers. It's a social activity.
Yep.
As for the date episode, which I want to talk about a little bit more, because I think like the show has absolutely no heart and soul to speak of when it is being fucking Frieren and waxes nostalgia about him out, which is what most episodes are.
Yep.
The show, as a romance, is, I think, almost more interesting because it's less of the show, I guess, and it's a bit more earnest, maybe? Like, for the amount of time you found in Starcraft, screen together, um, a lot of their screen time is kind of like fairly neutral characters talking, just passing lines between one another, which is fine. And like occasional jokes that aren't like funny at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but every so often, um, the show will be interested in shipping them, in depicting them as a cute couple. Um, and I'll admit, I think the foundations of the romance are non-existent. They are the male and female traveling companions of a similar age to one another, and Freyran is, too invested in a dead guy. So by default, you can just do romantic stuff with them because, compat bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, there's not really too much romantic chemistry there most of the time. But when the show focuses on it, makes an attempt to, they can do some kind of sweet stuff. The Farron birthday episode in the first season is like fairly nice, honestly. Um,
Fair. I also mentioned this before, but I like the episode where they ballroom dance in the first season.
yeah,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
exactly. Um,
Which makes
so
it weirder that I didn't really like that part of this episode.
no, I mean,
Like at all.
you know, like
Kind of at all.
because last week they promised us a date, and I was like, "There's a chance this is not horrible." Um, Again, sometimes the show will focus on a relationship and it'll be dog water. Other times it'll be, yeah, okay. This has more heart and soul to it than Freyren fucking reminiscing on
We
him
can
again.
we can get into hypotheticals again. I almost wonder if the show would be better if it just focused way more on those two and way less on Freeran. You
Probably.
have
I don't
Freeran as
actually
like a
feel like
background character,
she
almost.
can still be a
Not a
main
background character,
character,
but like a
but
supporting character.
not the protagonist, I think is a better way of
Yeah.
putting it.
You put her in like a Gojo type role, which is a comparison I think you have made before.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Potentially on Mike. Um, but like, yeah, I probably do agree with that. Um, when it comes to their actual date this episode, it goes as the synopsis did. Um, they go on their date, it's a little bit awkward. They keep talking about free rent. Um, Stark isn't doing very good at being a boyfriend, but free rent isn't. Nope. Farron also isn't like voicing her desires very much either. Um, and like the characters themselves say, yeah, this is their first date. They have spent all this time together, but they don't hang out per se. So in that sense, like yeah, this little shift in their status quo for a minute, where they have to just make their own fun and they're not thinking about a goal and they're not involving free run and they are going about with the fact that it's a date in the back of their mind. Like it's kind of endearing, I
Mm.
guess, a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, it
Fair
doesn't
enough.
go that well. And at the end, um, we get their conversation overlooking the city. This is a point where the music flares to life, the visuals get pretty good, and it's like this is a scene that I would say warrants that, admittedly. Um, and yeah, you know,
I actually thought the scene of them overlooking the city looked really bad.
well,
Especially like the shot of the city itself, like just all these looking like identical brown boxes for buildings.
yeah, don't think too hard about it. But no, they have
Where is the wonder?
their date didn't go that well, but Farron appreciates that Stark did properly try and stress over it and try to make her happy with it. And I'm like, you know what? Given Farron's usual grievances with everything around her at all times,
Yeah,
I think the date not going well and her appreciating it anyway is like actually somewhat sweet
I
and is
guess
an amount of
so.
emotional development for
Yeah,
her. Like,
She
I'm
also
saying all of this for like a 5 out of 10 episode segment, by the
uh
way.
that's generous, honestly. Um, she also actually mentions that she's a war orphan this episode, which I feel like that hasn't come up in a while. So,
Yeah,
yay, the show remembered its own continuity.
but
um,
yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I didn't hate the date part. It could have been better. It could have been more interesting. I think I like what it's going for more than I like the execution
that's
of it.
fair,
And it's
absolutely.
not even so much that there's a lot, or really much of anything particularly wrong with the execution. I think it, to be
I
fair,
would say there's a fair bit wrong with it.
it's, I think it's less that there's anything especially wrong with the execution and more the framework. As in, Stark and Farron kind of fucking suck.
Okay, but like the characters doing it are part of the execution, I would say. Like,
No, I mean, I mean that more as the framework, as in, this isn't.
I
The rest
suppose
of the show has not given us
enough
quite
to work
enough of
with to,
them
yeah, I guess
to,
so. Okay.
yeah. We don't really have much reason to even, I guess, care about Farron wanting to date Stark, other than just, frankly, aforementioned compat, they're the male and female characters. Um, yeah, the birthday thing was still sweet. The ballroom dance was still sweet. It's not like those moments aren't sweet, but
They were also a whole season ago, so
yeah,
like
it
a
feels
show
like,
that was well written would be giving us like a little something to go on, like every episode or every other episode, or
yeah, it
you
should be
know,
a lot more of an actual budding romance instead of like every so often.
which we
There's not,
we can't do
yeah,
because we have to focus on how Freerin is the greatest and coolest to ever do it, and
yeah,
how much she misses her boo Himmel, someone
yeah.
who she never really bothered to get to know while he was alive. Do you remember when that was part of the show?
Yeah,
It feels so long ago, but that used to
no,
be
that
like
was
one of the
the
core
entire,
conceits.
yeah, appreciate people in the time you have with them, and it's
Yeah,
like that doesn't seem to apply to Freyren because her memory is so fucking
like,
like
well, like here's what gets me.
defined,
Okay,
clear,
let
and
me,
often recurring.
yeah. Like it,
Also, the
what?
fact that we are going to literal heaven to talk to literal Himmel, which
Yeah, I
is,
mean,
the show being broken on a fundamental level, but
I,
whatever.
I still don't know what they're doing with that, honestly. But like, ignoring that,
Yeah, ignoring the premise of the journey.
yeah, ignoring that, like like, again, sorry, we're just bitching about the show in general now, but
Yeah,
it
we
is what
will
it is.
forever.
Uh,
Frierenkvetching.
like the the earliest part of the show had it as a fundamental thing that Frieren regretted not getting to know Himmel better. The
Yeah,
farther we get from that, and the more flashbacks the show keeps leaning on to tie something that she did with the Himmel group to her current situation, the less and
yeah,
less that makes sense.
yeah,
Like
no, completely.
we can poke holes in the show's writing all day about like, oh, it's weird that she only ever really cries about it in the first episode. We can do stuff like that all day. It's
Yeah,
way more egregious that we keep just moving further and further and further away from that. And I guess you could argue that she's had time to get over it, but she's clearly the same person emotionally in like every other respect. So it's bizarre that we just keep drifting further and further away from this original premise. I don't know. It's weird.
yeah. Also, I mean, this is complaining about the show in general again. That fact should make it seem like there is a sort of pre and post Himmel version of Free Run,
Which
which defines
there's,
her like entire
yeah,
personhood.
which there's
But there also
not.
isn't, because her primary concern is demons and killing demons, and she was the same fucking slaughter all demons final solution.
Well, like, okay,
Uh,
even
well before
like
I know, yeah,
even
people
if
can be
we
multifaceted, but like
like,
that's not the show doing that well at all.
sorry, what? I did not hear what you said at all just
People
now.
can be multifaceted, but that's not the show.
Oh no, like
People can be multifaceted, but that's not the show doing that well,
yeah,
or what the show is interested in.
like, you know, even
else, you know?
even if we ignore all of that, like,
I'll ask.
yeah, like anytime they show us a flashback with Himmel, it's always like Frieren doing the thing she's doing now in the same way with the same like emotional palette and everything. Like I'm trying to think of like even one counter example and I can't. Maybe my memory's just failing me here, but like, is there anything where she has like a negative memory that informs what she's doing? Like I can't.
Well, actually, once you profiled the family from last episode or 2 episodes ago, from the granddad's kid sword mission.
Yeah, but that's like she still felt bad about that in the present. That's not what I mean. Like, is there
she
one
didn't
where
feel bad about it until afterwards.
Okay, yeah, fair. Like what I'm looking for is like stuff where like she's sad that she like didn't do something, I guess. I don't know. And that's harder to write, to be fair, but also like if people are constantly praising the show for its writing chops, I feel like I should expect things that are hard to write. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's unrealistic of me, but
like she says she regrets not spending more time with Himmel, but that never seems to be a concern anymore. Like, plain and simple, she never grieves, you know.
That is the way that you've put it in the past, and I agree with you, and it's just, again, like, it's possible for somebody to move on from that kind of thing, or at least move to an emotional place where it doesn't hurt anymore. And I think if the show had given us any indication at all that was, like, what had happened, I would maybe be a little less annoyed about this whole part of the show. But it hasn't.
Also, like...
And it's been 32 fucking episodes, so it's not like they haven't had time. I don't know, man. Yeah.
There's also the fact that, like... How am I putting this? Every single thing that happens to Frieren reminds her of Himmel, but in, like, a perfect... continuous memory way, instead of like an actual reminder.
Yeah, like
remembering something. He never says, "Oh yeah, that was a thing that happened with Himmel." It's always like, Himmel the hero always did this.
I bring this up sometimes. I bring this up sometimes, and I'm sorry, but that fucking Costco hot dog Frieren meme is like the perfect fucking parody of the show's writing style, because there's the bit in the video where she says, "I remember when Himmel the hero bought a hot dog here for the same price," and that is the kind of shit that she says. Like it's just like it's just like, I remember when Himmel did this exact thing. Like 30 fucking years ago, 50 fucking years ago, 80 fucking years. Like it's bonkers.
I really do wish it felt more like she was properly remembering a dead person as well, instead of just flashbacks. You know? We also posited this last week, but if the show didn't have any flashbacks at all, and we never even really got to look into the past and see Himmel anymore, that would have been a lot more compelling, because you could have Frieren tell us all these things about what type of guy Himmel was, and it's a case where, he exists in memories. We, the viewer, don't have those memories.
To be fair, it would be easy to fuck that up too. But
probably.
The thing, like the thing is, the thing is
more accurate to the experience of remembering a dead person.
Yeah, like you don't get the, like, that's the thing, like short of like photographs or something, you don't get to see them again. Like that's like kind of like the whole fucking thing. Like that's like the reason that losing somebody is so devastating. Like regardless of, your religious beliefs, like, oh, is there an afterlife? Is there reincarnation, or is it just oblivion after we die? Who knows? Like, okay, the
Yeah.
reason that losing somebody, either to literal death or just like some reason that they'll never speak to you again. Like there can be anything, right? The reason that's so devastating is because it closes off all of your futures with that person. Like
Yeah.
you can never hang out with them again. You can never like do anything big or small with them ever again. And
Mhm.
for a show that is supposedly about death in large part, there's just like zero fucking gravitas to that. Again, other than that first episode where she like cries her fucking eyes out, which like
Yeah.
I know people get annoyed when anime characters cry because I don't know, it's like always a thing people have complained about. I've never really understood
Emotionally
it,
manipulative
I
or
guess.
whatever.
But like, if she cried more, the show would be better. Like if it was the exact same, but she just broke out fucking sobbing every now and again because yeah,
Or just
that
shed a
would be
tear.
even that. Yeah, like that would be better. Like I don't know if it would make it good all on its own, but it would be an improvement. It's just so weird, like how disconnected this show is from its like alleged emotional palette.
Yeah.
Like
Again, she
I
grieves for
I
him once at the start of the show immediately
yeah,
after he
I like
dies.
okay, you want to hear something
Where's
fucking
where's the
crazy?
rest of it?
You want to hear
Where's
something
Freeman just fucking being reminded of him, and instead of giving us an exact flashback to when it happened, just kind of looking wistful.
sad? Yeah, just
Yeah.
looking sad. It can be anything because that's how memory works. It's like some random little thing reminds you of somebody that's not with you anymore, and you start
Yeah.
you lose it a little bit, and that's just how people are.
Yeah.
But you want to hear something fucking crazy? Is that there is no reason that a show that is supposedly all about this stuff, and supposedly that's why it's so good, should be getting lapped in emotional complexity with this specific, like, this specific group of emotions by, like, Uma Musume. Like,
Yeah.
think about that for a second, okay?
No, you're
Because
just
there's
right.
there's the whole thing with Cinderella Grey, second season,
Yeah.
last
Tamamo Cross.
yeah, like the last time they raced together. That's not even her actually dying. She's fine. It's like it's
Yeah.
it's the whole like sports anime treating senpai who graduates as though she's dying bit, and it's like still like way more fucking effective than this because
Yeah.
like yeah, like that show understands how to work its emotional stuff better. Like it just I don't get it. It's
No
so
Coast season 3 is airing literally right now, and we fucking see Aqua break down in actual panic attacks at the notion that
yeah,
the person who killed his mother
yeah,
is still out there.
yeah. And if these
Because that
seem
was a traumatic
yeah,
event
yeah,
for
yeah.
him, you know?
Yeah, and if these seem like random comparisons to you, these are just shows we're coming up with off the top of our head. If you want to think about
Yeah.
something that's like all about grief, like Place Further Than the Universe absolutely obliterates this show in terms of like
It's
just.
it's almost insulting to Freeman to bring that show up in the same conversation.
I mean, insulting it only in that like that show is
Yeah, Freeman gets whacked so fucking hard.
yeah.
It's like fucking Usain Bolt or a baby with broken legs.
Yeah, or
I wonder.
like Cosmic Princess Kaguya movie that came out recently that a lot of people really love. I didn't like it quite as much as a lot of people do. Some stuff like that in there that is way better than this. Again, these are just examples I'm coming up with off the top of my head. And if it seems like I'm really harping on about this, I just don't get what people see in this fucking show, man. Like, like what? I don't know. It like
Yeah.
I again. There's like some people who have what I consider to be like a more reasonable opinion on Freerin, where they're like, I think it's like nature stuff looks pretty, and I like the fights, and that's okay. Like I understand that. That's fine. Um, But the people who are like deepest anime ever, people who don't like Frieren are shonen bros who want every show to be mindless violence. It's like, what are you talking about? And
God, not to
I'm not straw manning. There are a
no,
lot
I
of these
like
people. Like, I
yeah,
just need to get out ahead of that.
I don't want to make it a point of the podcast to complain about people that complain about people that complain about free rent.
I
Like
do.
that was a fun thing to say, by the way. But I remember more towards season one airing, um, closer to when it finished and people started really talking about the show.
Uh-huh.
I saw a lot of tweets and Tumblr posts and replies and comments to the effect of like people don't like Freyren because they can't handle a show that is slow and wants you to take your time and think about it instead of just flashing action in your face all the time.
God, I wish that
And
was
I
true of this
turned
show.
deep fucking red because are you fucking blind? Are you an idiot? What the fuck are you did you watch the same fucking show I did? And the thing is, I take those comments as personal attacks, obviously. Because that's how you should approach the internet. It's like Yashiki is my favorite fucking genre. I don't like shows that slow down and invite me to take my time and think. Fuck right off.
I
Fuck
just
the fuck right off. Are you kidding me?
I
You
just
know what I
really
like, and I know you don't because you haven't talked to me because you're not actually talking about me. You're making up a straw man that it is inconceivable to you for a person to dislike Freyren for any legitimate reasons, so they surely have to dislike it for these reasons that don't actually match up with the experienced reality of anyone that doesn't actually like the fucking show. Girls Last Tour is one of my favorite fucking anime of all time. It's similar-ish areas that it actually talks about
yeah.
with what Freyren fans think Freyren is talking about.
God,
You
in
know,
a
its depiction of it
just
is
world,
a bit more interesting.
in a just
Like
world, TK Mills would have a billion original story credits to their name.
the entire fucking Freyren staff team should be working on the Shimeji Simulation anime
I don't
instead.
even think that manga would make a good anime, but like, yeah,
I think it
even
could.
so, like here's what I get at. It's just like I can't like I just can't model the mind of somebody who watches Frieren and thinks they're watching like Flying Witch or something. Like
Yeah,
I just can't get there. I don't get
yeah,
it. The people who that they always make up when they make these tweets of people who are like you know, ooh, I wish Frieren was flashier and had more fights. I actually sympathize with those people way more
yeah,
because that's clearly what the show cares about. Everything else is padding.
yeah.
Like if the show was just the fight parts, like just like the exam arc and that kind of stuff, it would be way better.
Yeah, to be honest.
Like actually, like it would be way more consistent. Like you'd not have this bizarre like thing of like this pretense of being deep. And I do
Yeah.
think it's pretense. Like I don't call anime or art in general pretentious very often because I think people misuse that word a lot. Like for something to be pretentious, there has to be a pretense, like a specific thing that it is pretending to do. And Free is one of the relatively few things I can think of where it is like trying to project this image of contemplativeness that it just doesn't actually match up to.
It's one of those things where I sit there internally and I try to like reconcile that the show itself is not what the fans are saying about the show. And fans of Free can say all these things about what it is, but the show isn't necessarily that. But then I get back to the overproduced thing and the way the music and the visuals
Yeah.
flare to life for every like minor thing to do with the fact that Himmel was a guy that was alive at some point. And it's like, no, the show is attempting to be the thing that its fans see in it.
Yeah, it's
Because there's no way there's like this mass fucking psychosis that. No, I don't know. I can't actually. make sense of why people like the show, and so many people like the show, and why it's so fucking high
Yeah, it's
rated
okay. Like,
from everybody.
I'm going to make a very, very strange comparison. Um, a music critic I watch a lot on YouTube is Todd in the Shadows. Todd Nathanson, cool guy, YouTube channel, big fan of it. Um,
Hmm.
Recently he said about a song that he didn't like. If you like this song, I'm not trying to tell you you shouldn't, but it's a problem that so many of you like this song. That's kind of where I'm at with this. like,
Yeah,
like if it was just like some people, that's whatever.
yeah,
People like mediocre or even outright bad anime all the time. I have no problem with that. Any individual person who likes Frieren is not my enemy here. It's the fact
yeah.
that it's fucking everybody, and it's such a like it just says bad things about like where the medium is at right now and where appreciation of the medium is at right now. And I'm sorry if that makes me sound pretentious, but it's true. So
No, that's fair. I really can't. Like every other fucking. I'm using like Mal as the standard here. This also applies to like any list. Every other top anime that has like been had for the past like decade, honestly. Even if I don't like them, I get it. You know, it is easy for me to put myself in the shoes of somebody
mm-hmm.
else and imagine how they could watch the show and get whatever it is they get out of it. Even for things I think suck horribly, I'm like, yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just me. If I'm somebody else, and there's nothing even wrong with that somebody else either. If I am somebody else and they like this thing, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Whatever. I just don't get free run. I don't
Yeah,
understand how
I don't know. Yeah,
I
me
how
neither.
you can turn yourself off so much to what you're actually watching. I
Like
guess.
I will always, as I do, leave open the door that maybe somehow it's me. Like maybe I'm the issue, and if you
Maybe.
look at the show through exactly the right angle, it becomes brilliant in some way.
Yeah. Like there
Nothing's
are parts that
impossible.
aren't. Um.
I just don't see it. I just don't.
Yeah. Oh.
Um, like the this is my weekly reference of my review of the first season that I'm making. In
Yeah.
that
Nice.
article, I had the idea that if you are somebody who doesn't care about the show's obvious flaws, maybe the fact that it doesn't really do any one thing particularly well to you is like the point. Like it's nothing, so it's everything. It's like a, it's a,
Jack of no trades, master of none.
it's like a um
It's
I
comfort
saw
food.
I saw somebody not even like I saw somebody describe Cerebus the Aardvark of all things this way once of which that comic and this are not comparable. I don't know what comparison you'd make there other than what I'm about to say specifically, which is if you're spending all of your time like reading it and talking about it, it feels like it's got everything in the world in there. And if you close it and go pick up anything else, it feels like it means nothing at all. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a similar thing. I don't know. Like I don't fucking know, man. It's
I know what you mean. To
it's
clarify
a
the obvious
puzzle
thing, we're
box.
saying all this stuff. If you like Freerun, good for you. You know, neither of us actually like care or are upset or anything.
I mean, I
Um,
care. I'm not like I said earlier. Like if you are a person that likes free run, I'm not. You're not the problem. It's the everybody liking free run is the problem. Obviously, it's not literally everybody, but you know what I mean. Um,
yeah.
it's just a
I'm
real
glad this season
humdinger.
is only 10 episodes.
Yeah, I don't like. I'll be honest with you. Like, we're kind of committed at this point because we're doing this little series about it. Of like,
Yeah.
each episode. For one thing, I hope there's at least one good episode in here somewhere, so we don't just look like fucking dicks through the entire thing. But the other thing is like, after we finish this, I don't know. Like, do I really have it in me? If this really is just gonna be end to end like episodic stuff,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it in me to tune in for a season 3 or a movie or whatever the fuck they're gonna do next. Like,
I on the other hand,
I mean, if you watch it, I'll watch it. That's how it goes.
I might not.
Yeah.
I'm nicer to myself sometimes. I dropped Jujutsu Kaisen this season, gamers.
Look,
Uh,
we don't need to shit talk Jujutsu Kaisen.
no,
Jujutsu
I'm
Kaisen,
just saying that as
yeah.
like a sentence.
You didn't like it and you dropped it because you didn't feel like you had to prove anything to anybody. That's I get that. I've been trying to force myself to watch fewer things that I don't like also. But
Yeah.
this one, I mean, for the previously mentioned reasons, is kind of an exception.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Like, how much of this am I gonna put up with before I just acknowledge that there's like some fundamental disconnect between me and people who like this thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
That's all I've got to say as
that's
well. I thought that
Frierenkvetching.
the Fern Stark date was okay.
Yeah,
But,
it was
second
boring,
half
but,
was bad. I don't know if next episode will be anywhere interesting.
Yeah, I mean, to just restate my own opinions, I thought the Frierenk and Stark date was kind of boring, and I thought the second half of the episode was mostly not that great, but the fight scene was cool, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subscribe or we will delete all Stark yaoi from the internet.
No, that's not going to get them to do it, yeah. There's no Stark Yaoi on the internet because name another free-run character that's alive in present day. That's male.
That's a
Name
good
another
point.
male. Yeah.
Okay, you come up with one then.
Yeah. Well, because we already deleted all fan porn. We already deleted all Ubel armpit porn. Have we posited Freerun herself?
Yeah, subscriber will delete every image of Frierenk getting stuck in a mimic from the internet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Penis.